Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Upgraded Sets. Today we're going to be going over one of the new sets. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. In fact, I think it's been a long time because I finished the sets a long time ago. And this new set is called the Bane's Garments. And it's kind of neat. It's a little low-level baby set. The pieces themselves aren't really that interesting, like by themselves, but they do have some nice, like green set bonuses and whatnot, and we're going to go over them together. So first off, let's just look at the pieces individually. Bane's Oathmaker Chris has 20% faster run walk and 84 maximum damage based on character level, which is actually really nice. The problem with it is that it doesn't really have anything else, and it's a dagger, so it has relatively low durability, so you're going to be in town repairing it a lot. But depending on your character level, of course, the damage is going to go up, and that basically means that it's going to scale with you as you level up, sort of similar to a Civerbs, which is kind of nice. The armor piece has 50 defense and 30% magic resistance, which there's not a lot of monsters in the game that actually even deal magic damage. So it is a very strange one to have on an item. I mean, it's there. It's one of the few items in the game that actually has magic resistance, which has up until now been a relatively rare stat. In fact, I think the only item in the game that had magic resistance before the expansion, the Reign of the Warlock, was the safety shield. So this enters into a category of items that is very rare indeed, which are the ones that have actual magic resistance. And then we also have the belt. The belt is called Bane's Authority, and it has 10% faster cast and 20 life, which also puts it in a unique category of belts that have faster cast rate. As far as I'm aware, there's only, I think is it 3? Technically 4, I guess, if you include the towels with the set bonus. But there's 3 faster cast belts in the game right now. There's, of course, Arachnid's Mesh, and there is the caster belts that you can craft. And then there's also the Towels belt, which has the set bonus on it. But there's very few faster cast belts, and this is a very early level 10% faster cast belt. It's kind of neat. The set itself is only level 8, which is also pretty low. And I could totally see myself using this on a level 8 character if I had the whole thing. Now, each individual piece isn't really that amazing by itself, though, which is kind of silly. Now, if you include one other piece with the sword, you get +3 to mana after each kill, which is kind of nice for low level. For the armor, you get 25% faster hit recovery, which is actually pretty huge. And then the belt itself, for its 2-piece bonus, it gets just the 80% enhanced for the set. It doesn't actually get a green bonus. Now, with 3 pieces, the sword gets a 30% deadly strike, which is actually really good. The body armor gets a scaling attack rating, which is amazing. Scaling attack rating is extremely useful early game, and it's something that a lot of people really enjoy having on their low-level characters because it just makes your melee and your range characters so much easier to hit with. And then the belt itself has a 15 to energy. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but 15 to energy, of course, is multiplied by how much mana you get per energy point. And 15 can be a lot, depending on the character. Like Sorceresses, I think, get 3 or something per energy point. But it depends on the character, of course, is how much you're going to get from the mana. And then the full set bonus is, of course, +1 to skills, 25% faster cast rate, 80% enhanced damage. Now, I think this one right here, the 80% enhanced damage, is a mistake because I think this should be on the weapon, not on the armor. The problem with this is if you put it on the complete set bonus, it becomes off weapon enhancement. But if you put it as a green bonus on the actual dagger, it becomes on weapon enhancement. So if you're listening and you watch my video for whatever reason, I highly suggest that you take this 80% enhanced damage and you move it to the weapon as a green bonus. It will make the entire set so much better. And then 15 to Dexterity is amazing because, of course, you get block chance, you get attack rating with that. And then it comes with 40% Magic Find, which is really nice. As far as this set goes as an early level 8 set, I think it's really solid. The pieces themselves aren't exactly the most amazing by themselves, but doesn't really matter. I mean, it's only a 3-piece set, and you can definitely include this on a lot of different characters. The combination for this is actually really interesting too, because you could very easily utilize this because it has an attack rating bonus and faster recovery and whatnot. You could easily use this with like Saigon's helmet and gloves for like 2-piece attack rating and 30% attack speed. You could easily include like Hasaris boots and shield for like another attack rating bonus, and then you could even use angelic rings and amulet combo for like for like another attack rating bonus. So you would technically have scaling attack rating bonus wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, wait, no. The Hasaris one comes from the belt, doesn't it? I think it's the belt actually, so you might not get the one from the Hasaris. But still, like the amount of attack rating that you can get with this set added in is kind of absolutely nutty. And then the faster cast is really good too. Like you're getting 10% faster cast on the belt, and you're also getting an additional 25% faster cast on the actual like full set bonus. I mean that's 35% faster cast for a level 8 set, which you could then include together with like some other FCR items like rings or an amulet or like whatever FCR gear you can potentially get at level 8. I mean that's actually really good too. And then speaking of the ring slots, because it has Magic Find, you could combine it together with other Magic Find pieces. Like if you wanted to do like a little early Magic Find set, you could easily just throw on like Saigon's helmet, gloves, boots, and you can get the Magic Find on the boots. Or you could include like, for instance, like if you were a barbarian, you could run the angelic rings, amulet, and then the angelic sword, and you would get the Magic Find on both of the rings. There's definitely a lot of interesting ways that you could potentially combine this new set, the Bane's garments. And it seems like a pretty worthy addition to the early part of the game. I mean, lots of very useful stats on this item between the run walk, the faster cast, the deadly strike, the scaling damage, the magic find, the faster hit recovery, the scaling attack rating. It's good. It's very good. The only question is will you actually be able to put the full thing together to actually use at level 8 on a new character? Because by the time you get all of the pieces, you might be way too high to make use of any of it. So it really depends. The knife also has a really cool graphic. It's actually really neat. Got that like whole like elvish kind of like curved dagger thing going on. What we're going to do next is we're going to upgrade the sets because I usually like to upgrade them to show everybody like what stats they have when they are leveled up. So we're going to start with the dagger. And we're going to go ahead and put this in here. And I just learned this, but apparently if you hold Control and Shift, you can click things into your Herodra cube instead of going into your actual like your materials and your runes tab. So if you hold Control and Shift, it goes directly into the cube instead of going into the stash tab. So like for instance, if you did it normally and you just Control click, it would go right into your tab. But you do Control Shift click and it goes into the cube instead. Shout out to I think Leon and some people from chat also tried to tell me. So here we have the weapon. It's 2 to 95 damage. It doesn't have any enhancement on it, so I don't have any high hopes for this one. It's probably not going to upgrade very well. But it should upgrade from the Chris to the Cinequas, which I'm sure I pronounced wrong. And of course, now went to 15 to 115. It's very fast attack speed. And really not much changed on it except for the level requirement going up and a little tiny bump in damage. And then you can upgrade this to its elite form, which I definitely would not recommend because I feel like this particular item is just not one of those items that's going to make it into hell difficulty. But let's go ahead and upgrade it anyway. And it would go from the Cinequas to the Fanged Knife, which is 15 to 141 damage and level 62 requirement. Then we can upgrade the armor, the hard leather armor. The hard leather armor is going to go to the... what is it, the worm hide or the worm? I can't even remember. Doesn't matter. We're about to find out, right? Bink, bink, bink. So it's going to go from 71 hard leather armor with a level requirement of level 8 to the demon hide armor, 177, with a 50 strength requirement and level 25. Now I'm interested because there was a bug in the previous game where literally when you put them on, the level requirement would go up. And if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like it is. So as you can see, the level requirement is going from 62 to 74 on equip. And the other piece is going from 25 to 30 on equip. And I think it has something to do with the set bonuses. I never really did figure out exactly why the level increases. So it looks like upgrading the piece would bring it up to level 30, not level 25. Then, of course, we can upgrade Bane's Wraitskin to the Elite form, which is Lemco Perfect Diamond, which is going to bring us from the Demon Hide armor to the Scarab Husk at 487. It's not really going to be very impressive, though, because quite honestly, there's no enhanced defense on this plate. So the defense is going to remain relatively low. As you can see, it's level 63. And now we have the belt. Now the belt is probably the most noteworthy upgrade if you're using this past, like normal difficulty, and it's because it upgrades to more belt slots. So at the very least with the belts, because the belt does get those extra juicy potion slots, which we don't have down here, as you can clearly see. We only got like the 2 baby slots. So upgrading this from the normal to the exceptional form is going to bring us from the light belt to the shark skin, I believe, which is Tal Shale Perfect Diamond. And that brings us to a full belt slot. See, now we have all 4, which is really nice. That, however, does bring it up to level 30 requirements, and it's still really low strength requirement, only 20. And you could potentially upgrade it a last time. I don't really see why, but that would be Lemco, a Perfect Diamond, and that one is going to bring it from the Shark Skin to the Vampire Fang, which is 62 defense and level 63. Don't really see much reason to upgrade this set. Maybe upgrade the knife if you're still using it in end of normal difficulty for the extra damage. I mean, it could be okay. And maybe upgrade the belt if you want to get those extra belt slots. I probably would never upgrade the armor at all. And just in general, I would probably never upgrade any of these pieces to their elite form because it's just not worth it. But as a low-level set, it's pretty amazing. Upgrading the belt 1 tier could be useful just to get the extra potion slots if you're high enough level, and maybe a tiny little bump in damage from the dagger. But usually by the time you've reached the end of normal difficulty, sets like this become less and less useful, and you're usually moving toward better equipment at that point. So it might not be worth the trouble of upgrading it. Just keep it as a low-level set that you can use for your low-level characters, which is, I think, exactly what this set was intended for. It was intended to be used with some little lobies. And it's a good addition. I think when it comes to our new character days, which we usually run on, like ladders, if I have a full one of these sets, I think I might throw this on a character just for fun. I'll see exactly what I can do with it, but I'll throw it on a character for like leveling up from like normal difficulty to like nightmare, and then take it off for whatever other pieces of gear I've got. I think that's pretty much it. As always, I'd appreciate you guys and gals watching these videos. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button, as I'm getting really close to 100,000 subscribers, and it would be really cool to get my plaque finally. And as always, keep watching.